Hey, you guys, it's your favorite little keto goofball Diamond, and today marks 5 years, 231 days of my ketogenic journey, getting rid of 155 pounds and 29 medically diagnosed diseases. Doing so much better in that regard. Little off on some other regards. We'll get into that, but don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell because it's time to rant, rave, and misbehave Keto Diamond style. I slept with my hair in a bun last night, up on the top of my head. I woke up to this. Oh wow. I mean, it's kind of pretty, but kind of. I need a nap. I need to go back to bed. Heavy's got a doctor's appointment. Can't do that though. Alright, you guys. So, I am trying to fix myself, to better myself every single day. And of course, that comes with a lot of thought, a lot of trying to figure things out, a lot of juggling with just thoughts and feelings and sensations and all that good stuff. And yesterday I was kind of like, why are we so hard on ourselves? Like mentally, and it seems to be across the board, especially with women. We do this more. I hear of it more with women than men, where we'll do something and be like, "Well, you're just stupid. Oh my God, you're so fat. Oh my God, you're ugly. Oh my God." And this is mental thoughts that we have for ourselves. And I got to thinking about that. What would be the reason for that? The purpose for that? The mechanism across the board for that? Maybe it's not meant to be harsh judgment, but simply judgment that we make harsher and harsher as time goes on. Maybe it's meant to be a motivation, something like tough love you might get from somebody that kind of irritates you. This weather, man, it's below freezing outside, or it was this morning, and things are still trying to bloom. Beautiful and sunny now. Anyway, and it just kind of led down a rabbit hole of thoughts, trying to work out in my mind why we're so damn mean to ourselves. And we're nicer to other people than we are to ourselves. I mean, if your friend says she's ugly, no, you're not. But you're not that kind to yourself. Your friend says she's fat, and you're like, no, you're not. But you're not so kind to yourself. So I think it's a motivational thing. I think it's literally meant to say, okay, well, what we did was wrong or should not have been done, and that's not going to work for our lives. How do we improve this situation? But I think we kind of twisted that over time. You know what I mean? As we aged and we got into our teenage years and highly emotional, it just became kind of a mean girl in our head. And I don't know how to reverse that. I really don't, because we all do that. But I'm trying to internally say, okay, why are you being mean to yourself? Where's this thought leading? What caused it? What was the spark? And how do we improve it? Because, I mean, yesterday, my grandson left his iPad with me because he went to school from here, and I had to make sure he had it back after school. Well, after school, Destiny and Brian went to a new restaurant here in town called Highway 55. Again, this is a place that's other places, but as far as I've never seen one before in my life. So, it's definitely new in our area. And it just opened. They spent like a year and a half building it. I hear they lost their funding and had to start like later again. So it's been a long time coming, So we went in there. Cute little place. It really is. It's definitely a old bebop sonic kind of jive thing. It's very interesting. You sit down, they come and take your order. But when the order is delivered, Your waitress is basically Rosie the Robot, which doesn't look like Rosie the Robot, but it's got like stickers on it that makes it look like Rosie the Robot. It sounds like the voice of Rosie the Robot. Excuse me, or thank you, have a nice day. We'll see you tomorrow. It's like, okay. But it's a cute little place. And we ate with Destiny and Brian and Zach and Athena. And I just couldn't bring myself to eat a salad there. To try a new restaurant, I need a $10 salad that I can come home and make for $2 myself. And I wanted to try their food. Now, here's the thing. I don't regret trying the food. I don't regret spending the time with my family trying the food. I don't regret the food selection. What I regret and got mean girl thoughts from was, this is messing up my keto. Now I have to get online and say I've messed up yet again. Well, that was effing stupid. Why on earth did you do that to yourself? And I was like, wait, hold up. Why am I talking to myself like that? I like me. I think me is awesome. I mean, I do some dumb shit sometimes, don't get me wrong, forgive language. But, yeah, I say some stuff to myself that's just mean. And I've heard other people talk about how mean they are to themselves. And generally, most of the time, I'll say that's dumb, or you just almost blacked your own damn eye. That was smart, stuff like that. But usually I'm not quite as mean to myself as I got yesterday. And like, I'm having like this internal argument. Well, there's some stuff going on and you wouldn't understand. Me, what do you mean I wouldn't understand? It's like I had two people in there arguing about my food choices and about what I've got to do now based on those food choices, which basically is get on the scale, see that number go up, because it's gonna. And then know that it sets me back. It does not reverse all my wonderful 155-pound loss. It doesn't. It's a day, it's a moment, but I'm having too many of them, and it's edged me back up quite a bit. Not nowhere near. And one of y'all are like, you better be careful. Like, you're like 20 pounds from 200. I'm like, shut your mouth. And I don't mean that in a rude way. It's just like, how dare you? Yeah, that is 20 pounds from 200. Damn. But you know what? I will never give up. I know me too well. I'm not a quitter. Goofy as hell, but not a quitter. So it doesn't really matter what I do. Every single time every morning, my intention is to make my next mojito. I don't always succeed, but every morning that's my intention. And even when I mess up, my intention is always to make my next mojito. And 90% of the time, I do succeed with that. But there's enough oofs in between that I'm screwing up. It's like constant. It's like, girl, you know better. You know better. Why on earth? But at the same time, I don't need to be mean to myself. That's not going to get me anywhere. That's not going to make me feel better. That's not going to make me do better either, to be honest with you. So I was like, okay, all right, so we got to figure this out. We got to figure out how to be, for one, nicer to ourselves, and for two, what's causing the situation and how to deal with it the best way. So I did a deep dive. I've seen, I've heard of meditation for years. I've never actually sat down and tried it but once or twice. And then I saw stuff that startled me back into me. I was like, I don't know what the hell that was, but I ain't doing that again for a while. And just, it shouldn't have startled me because it wasn't scary. You know what I mean? But it did. I guess I wasn't really expecting anything to happen. Well, today I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down on this couch and I'm just going to be quiet for 10 minutes and just, shush myself gently when things fly off into my mind and stuff. Because, you hear the TV or you'll hear the washer and you're like, washer's loud, the TV is loud, just that kind of thing. So I just kind of sit down and relax for 10 minutes. And I enjoyed it so much, I reset my watch for 5 more minutes. And for 5 more minutes after that, it was nice to just sit quietly. And I realized that is something I never do. I am never quiet. Like, either I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me, I'm listening to something, the TV's running, the washer, the dryer, everything's going. There's children bouncing off the walls, there's puppies, it's always a flux of noise and movement around me. And I was like, maybe I just really need some quiet for a few moments. And I have these great earphones they're for shooting, but they block out noise. So popped them on. I had this face mask for sleeping, and I just kind of laid back and did nothing. The only thing irritating me then was my bra, and I was like, I'm not taking that off. It's midday. I'll have to go back out for some reason. I always do. So my point is, it was nice. It was nice to just sit back and be quiet. Because even at night when I'm trying to go to sleep or something, even if it takes me 2 hours, I'm still laying there with the TV on, all kinds of racket around me. My husband's TV's on. Sometimes he's on TikTok too, because this man's deaf. I don't know how he does this. He's got his TV full blast, his phone full blast, and I'm like, pick one. He's like, I can't hear one for the other. I'm like, pick one. But anyway, he's taking a nap right now. I was able to sneak in there and turn his TV way down. You still hear it a little bit, but it's not too bad. Don't worry, it's Diet Pepsi. From a bottle, because the store didn't have Diet Dr. Pepper. But anyway, it was nice to just sit there and calm my mind down. And so you have to roll over and scratch his butt. I don't know if y'all heard that or not. I would definitely recommend just calming down for a few minutes and sitting there quietly. And after that, maybe you'll be able to think a little more rationally about all the causes. Now, you guys know the cause. I know the cause, or I know the recent cause anyway. But I didn't really know the deep recent cause. Of course, I'm laid off right now. Somebody asked about that. It's layoff due to lack of work. It was company-wide, but certain positions, my husband and son was able to maintain their positions. And it should be a callback, but you know how this stuff always goes. Maybe not. So I am applying for other jobs just in case I have to. You got to do what you got to do. So far, I haven't had much luck at all, but it's all right. We'll be fine, one way or the other. But anyway, I was able to calm my mind, and when I got up, I started thinking about it. Okay, what's the honest to God cause of this? Wanting to enjoy my life is the honest cause of this. Because like we go on these vacations and I'm like, screw it, I'll eat when I want to. We go to this new restaurant, screw it, I'll eat when I want to. And this is not an all the time thing, but it's occasionally enough or frequently enough. But it's frequent enough that it has thrown my journey into more of a loop, an endless loop, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, bad, bad. So, yeah. Now, while there's nothing wrong with wanting to enjoy your life, I also have to ask myself, why do I think I need certain foods to enjoy my life? And there's no easy answer for that, except for maybe it's old school. It's DNA mental, as in feast days. The family gets together and everybody feasts because normally you starve, but this is not feast days. This is America, where food is not scarce and it's very easy to come across. I mean, it's a little expensive now and it could get worse, but for the moment and for the vast majority of my lifetime, food's just been easy to get. You're hungry, go to the refrigerator. You're hungry and you just don't want nothing in the refrigerator, go out to eat. So I think it's a very deep issue for me, and it may be like a little bit of a food addict, but it's not particular foods. It's more, well, this shouldn't hurt me. I mean, theoretically, I know it's not keto, but it does hurt me. But I still want it, and I should be able to have it. I deserve it just as much as anybody else does. But that's not realistic, is it? So, yeah, I'm really kind of trying to go deep into the subject, get to the root cause, and figure out what it is with me that is causing me to have these behaviors. Y'all know my first year and a half, I was a keto saint, kind of. Sanctimonious anyway. But I was really, really good at keto, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I would watch videos like these and be like, I just don't understand. All you got to do is eat meat. Stop. And I didn't say anything. I was always polite and cheered people on in the comments, but I had those thoughts, and I'm like, I would never experienced that. But I didn't understand it at the time because I had not lived it at the time. Well, this last, I don't know what, 3.5 years, 3 years at least, has been that way for me. where it's on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And again, I don't see anything wrong with taking moments to enjoy your life. Taking that day off to have a birthday party with the grandbabies, or, your birthday or whatever. I don't see anything wrong with it. But I really need to get it into my head until I reach my goal, where I want to be, and where I'm okay with fluctuating a little bit. Like, I don't know what I really want my goal weight to be. I used to want it to be 111 pounds is what I weigh, which would be exactly 200 pounds lost. But that is actually a little bit small. It might not be even feasible. It might not look good on me, even if I could get down to that weight. That might be just too small for me. Even though I'm only 5 foot tall, I don't think it would be, but I still got like extra skin. I've still got extra meat and stuff like that to account for. So that might not be feasible. It might not be a realistic goal. And now I'm thinking 130 would be great. I would think that even 5 foot tall would look pretty decent with 130, even if some of that is accounting for skin and extra squish, that I'm just not getting all the way off. So from where I'm sitting right now, that's 50 pounds. From where I was sitting, that's like 20 pounds, 25. But it's been a long time since I've sit there, so we can't really call that anymore, but I'm trying to work on it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my weigh-in, so you can see where I'm sitting, where I'm starting over, all over again, every other day. And I'm going to try to work on this. I'm trying to make myself better. I'll be right back and check this out. Wednesday morning, 180.8. So there we go, 180.8, I think it was, somewhere in there anyway. And that is indeed very, very close to 200. It's nowhere near 311, but still, we don't want to go back that way. And I know that I'm helping others in some ways by uploading videos of even when I struggle, which has been a lot lately. And I know that helps because other people are struggling too, but I can't help but feel that if I got my crap together, that maybe if I was doing well, I could also inspire others to come with me, instead of me and them both being in that struggle section and not being able to quite get the right way. And understand, this is not a weight loss stall. Where I'm sitting is not a stall. It is poor food choices. And I think in some ways, now not all cases, I'm sure, we've all seen people talk about being stalled for a very long time and what they did to break their stall. The thing is, a lot of times it's not really a stall. It's poor food choices. It's trying to get by with things and maybe not being so honest about it in some cases. Not all. I'm sure that's not the case in all cases. But there is some little something that has to be tweaked. Maybe you'll have to take out the sweeteners, or maybe you just don't do cheese as well as you think you do. Or, it could be products. It could be stuff you're getting from stores. Like if you get the coffees, you can order it a particular way and it might come that particular way, but it might not. I've fallen victim to asking for a diet Dr. Pepper and me giving a regular Dr. Pepper. We've all had, well, a lot of us have had that scenario happen. So a lot of the times, not all the time, it's not a legitimate stall. It's you stalled. You're not doing what you're supposed to do entirely. Now here's the thing. I know right now that if I eat nothing but chicken, nothing but beef, nothing but eggs, I would lose the weight I'm holding. And at that point, if you're doing it all perfectly and in hardcore keto, if you stall out, it's because you need to lessen the calories just a little bit, probably, for your body. But I haven't reached that point yet. I have not stalled out. What I have done was screwed myself over and over and over again. So I'm in this spot. Don't necessarily like it. And I think it would be okay to fluctuate from 130 to 140, in that area. If that way you can reach your goal and enjoy your life without feeling like you're effing up or failing or anything like that. Now, I will never give up on myself. In fact, if you made it to this part of the video, I want you to comment below, I will never give up on myself. Not from my standpoint, but from yours. I want you to never give up on yourself either. So comment, I will never give up on myself. Because we can't do that. We are our own best advocate. We are our own best doctor. We are our own best health care provider, mental and physical. Because nobody really understands what's going on with our bodies as much as we do. Of course, we can't run the test and all that on ourselves, but nobody really understands how we feel. Nobody really understands what we're willing to accept and what we're willing to put in our body. Even though, once in a while we'll break down and put a chemical-laced donut into our body, doesn't necessarily mean we want a bunch of medicines. So you're your own best advocate. I'm my own best advocate, and we cannot give up on ourselves. Even if it's a struggle, even if we're stuck in that struggle for years and years, which again I have been, that doesn't mean it's time to quit or give up. I promise you I will never give up. You might not see me for a couple of days, but you'll see me on the 3rd. I'm here because I know by coming on here and forcing myself to tell y'all I've made mistakes and this is what I did, it helps keep me accountable and on track-ish and from going just off the deep end. I mean, if I didn't have this channel, yeah, I might have lost all that weight. But there's no saying, well, nobody's watching. I can eat what I want to and gain as much as I want to back, whatever. I know how to get it back off. So that's not where I want to be, and that's not where I want you to be. And I would like to quickly stop struggling and get myself on the perfect track and eat that boring ass meat, chicken, and eggs. It's actually not bad. You just get bored of it after a little while. And I really like the allergy stuff to leave, but it can't because sunny, cold, sunny, cold, sunny, cold. I know. Stretch it out, Jake. Stretch it out. He's stretching and making his little noises. Puppy is asleep right now in her room. We're going to let her sleep until she gets up. She played hard. Oh my goodness, she played hard. My daily routine around here is usually to hear something scratching and whining and jump up and let it out the front door real quick and try to find my shoes and a jacket because it's been really, really cold out there, to run out there and let her do her business. I already let her out. We're out in the country though. So, I go out there and I watch her, and maybe she will and maybe she won't. Maybe she did before I found my shirt, my shoes and my jacket. And then even if I watch her do her thing, she will come right in this house and within 5 minutes do it again. I'm like, your bladder is the size of a pea and you poop everywhere. And it irritates me. Here's the thing. I know she's 8 weeks old. I wasn't necessarily ready for a puppy. I'm glad we got her. She's going to be family. She technically already is family, but she's growing on me. Just a little bit of a shithead. And I love her. But, damn. Calm down. She likes to bite everybody. I've got her out of biting me. I just shout no real loud. She quits and looks at me like, okay, pet me then. And that's the route we go. Or I tell her to go get her a toy and she'll go get a toy. So, yeah. But, by the way, y'all saw that one clip? I had to spray my hair down with water to get it to sit halfway down. All day long I've had this big floof ball around my head just because I slept my hair up in a little twirly thing on top of my head last night. And I was like, it wouldn't be bad if it made pretty curls, and some of them were pretty thick waves. But for the most part, I had little jetty things poking out every which way and some waves and a curl here and there. So it didn't look good. But yeah. My husband was laughing at me. He said, it looks like you can take off flying. Look now. But tell him like I can use his head for a bowling ball. I don't want to talk to him. I'd love to go out there and do some grounding. Just walk in the grass. That's all I mean by that. Just to walk in the grass barefoot. But it's damn chilly out there. Like right this second, it's okay. But let a breeze come through and it feels like it's going to go through your bones. And I'm trying to avoid going back out there. So anyway, I guess I'm done talking to you guys. You know where I'm sitting. Don't forget to write, I will never give up on myself. Because I don't want you to. I never will. Even when I have moments of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I do that. Do you have that little harsh, mean voice in your head that you have to quiet down sometimes? It's like you've got two minds. One's really, really mean and one's like, All right, look, that might be a little bit much. I ain't that dumb, I ain't that ugly, calm down. But, yeah, I think it's a mechanism meant to motivate us, but we twisted the voice and made it kind of ugly when we were in teenage years. So I think it's meant to be motivational, but I need that voice to be motivational again. All right, girl, come on, we can do it. Let's go. Nah, put that milk down. Well, milk's not much of it. Well, to be honest, if there's cereal in the vicinity of the milk, it would be a problem. But I don't even buy cereal, so we're good to go right now. Anyway, guys, let me know what's going on in your life. Don't forget to comment below. And if you need help with your ketogenic journey, I still know the ins and outs of it and can help anybody who has any questions. My contact information is in the description below. The only thing I can't make you do is have more willpower than I do. But maybe together we can grow and learn. Do you meditate or sit quietly sometimes? Does it help you? What do you get out of it? All right, y'all. Much love, many prayers. I'll see you tomorrow with every intention.